Okay, so February was not as loving as Valentine's would like us to believe. We're gonna start it off fresh. It was a really, really rough month. I lost my father-in-law. My husband and I have been mourning. We've been taking care of him. Cancer sucks, you guys. It just sucks. I would like to use a bunch of explicits, but I'm not going to. And it's just been a really hard month. Before he passed, I had ended up reading a lot more. So we're going to get into those. But let's just do a really quick refresh, put a smile on our face, and hope that we do Mr. Michael proud with this video, because he was amazing and loving and wonderful, and I definitely didn't have enough time being his daughter-in-law, but that's okay. He's in a better place. His suffering is over, and he gets to join other wonderful past family members. Okay. Whew. Not gonna cry on video. It's only my third video. But I love you, Mr. Michael. Let's get into it. I read 14 books this month, and 5 physical books and 9 audiobooks. And as always, I'm going to put the audiobooks down below in the description. I would love a subscribe. I would love a like. No pressure, but still got to say it. We have one teeny tiny conundrum about this is I said I read 5 physical books. I can't find the 5th one. I read it. I put it down somewhere. We searched the whole house. I have no idea what happened to it. And so, yeah, it's just like, dude, it disappeared in the thin air and we just can't find it. But that's okay. I'll still talk about it, and I'm sure you can find a copy everywhere. So let's get to it. The first of the books that I read was, it's a reread, okay? I've had it since I was maybe 8 or 9, and I loved it back then. I love it now. I give it a solid 4 out of 5. It is obviously a children's book, but that doesn't matter. Your first loves are always your loves for life when it comes to books. And my son loves this book also. We share this copy. It is Island of Blue Dolphins by Scott O'Dell. This book has been around for forever. It is coming of age, it is survivability, it's found family in the form of animals, and it's instincts and passion for nature. This is a beautiful book. I would recommend it to anyone who wants to get their kid into reading. And honestly, you might want to read it yourself. It might be a shared book amongst the family. So 4 out of 5, nice and simple. The next one is Every Summer After. Okay, Miss Carley. Okay, you got me again. This is beautiful. It is wonderful. I love it. Again, with the beautiful cover. She does great, whoever her artist is. I love that it's seamless and it goes with the others. She's got 3 books. The 4th one is coming out soon. I'm definitely going to get it. This one is coming of age, it's first love, it's dynamics and differences, and it's a summer read. She's great at beach reads, okay, you guys. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It has to do with guilt, it has to do with addiction, it has to do with mental health struggles. It's, I am going to give Carley a good 4.5 out of 5. She's the closest we have to 5 out of 5 stars. And I don't know. It's going to be another one of the ones that I want to kind of snuggle with and take my moments for. 3 more books. The next book that I read is the one that I can't find. It's Number the Stars. It's another children's novel. And I just thought it was really important, very apt for us to discuss it. Given the circumstances around the world right now, I know everyone has an opinion in politics. Mine are very vocal on my social media, so I don't have to come on here and tell you about them. But yeah, it's a beautiful read. It's a struggle. It's a child's point of view during the Holocaust and saving your friends and your friends who've become family and your neighbors and just being compassionate. It's a story of how to understand in a child's point of view about something that's definitely more of an adult topic. And it's about growing up in the days of survival in the hardest way when you don't think you're going to survive. But it's a beautiful, beautiful book. It's another one that I read when I was really young. I was probably in second, third grade. And it's one of the ones that I have a copy of and that I've kept for a really long time. And every so often when life gets hard, I reread it. And it kind of reminds me where I need to be in the world and how compassion for others is super important, and seeing through the eyes of a child is also. So I would give that a solid 4 out of 5. It's a really quick read. It's very short, but it's very to the point, and it's very beautifully written. So the next one is The Narrow Road Between Desires. I love the Name of the Wind series. And I love Patrick Rothfuss as a person. He's amazing. But he writes so slow. And he has only ever written this series. I'm sure he's written a lot of other smaller things, but they're not as gripping. And this is a part of the King Killer Chronicles. So this, I think, is the smaller character, Bass. Yeah, I think Bass. Bass. Telling his point of view, a small story, his day-to-day life, how he came to be. It's little snippets, and it's really not a large novel. It's been around since mid to late 2024, and I was just getting around to reading it now. It's beautifully written. It's not my favorite of the series. Honestly, Ari's storyline, which ironically I am wearing Ari's shirt. She is my favorite character, and I loved her story. Her little novella is fantastic. I would give this book like a 3 out of 5. Honestly, if I was rating the rest of the series, it would be the lowest of the rung in the series. But it's a good read. It's a good continuation of the story. It's nice to see another character's point of view. I would really like to see more of it, either more of the series or, just more books from him. Okay? Come on, Patrick. Give me more. And I saved the last but not least is the biggest book that I read physically, and everyone knows it. So, Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Okay, you guys. I love this series. I do. Very, very much. This one did not grip me as much as the first one, but it gripped me more than the second one. And I love the series. I really do. Do I think that it could be a little bit more fleshed out, with a little tiny bit slower in some places and really quickly in others? Absolutely. You don't need me to tell you what this series is about. You've heard it everywhere. Every single person has read it in the world. It's just so good, and she writes lovely. She was originally a romance novelist. She has a few of those books. They're great, but whoever told her to do fantasy, good job, okay? Now, this is written really well. I do think the storyline is great. I kind of, absolutely, definitely, 100% wish this would be dual point of view, because as great as this is, okay, you guys, I want to know what's going on with Xaden, okay? I don't want to hear it in a dialogue. I don't want to read just an epilogue of it. This whole book was her, and then there's a tiny 3 or 4 page thing of just Xaden. I want to know what's going on with Xaden while I know what's going on with Violet, not at the tail end of it. I don't know what's going to happen with the story because the tail end of it, you learn, spoiler alert, that he disappears and they're married. Wah! Anyway, that's the only spoiler you're getting. I'm really bad because I usually give spoilers, and I've been pretty good on this channel so far not doing that. But that's the tail end. That's all I know. Everything else I'm not telling you about. You can go read it for yourself. Honestly, if you Google her name, you're going to get all the information you need to know about this book series. Am I going to read the other 2 books? Absolutely. This is the third of 5 books in the series. I really want to see where it goes. I really want to see what else Rebecca Yarros has other than romance, and I know she's got it in her. She's really good at this. She's a beautiful writer. Is it the best writing in the world? No. Is it super enthralling? Absolutely. Am I going to go and reread these later? Absolutely. Do I love dragons? Yes. Does this have so many dragons that I am happy as a clam? Absolutely. Just so many goods. So many good things about this book. The second I got it in the mail, I read it and I started reading it. I think it was my first read of the entire month before everything happened with Mr. Michael. Again, rest in peace, Mr. Michael. But yeah, I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 stars too. I know I usually give 4 or 3 out of 5 stars. I have very few 5 out of 5s, and that's just how it is. But yeah. So that was my books for February. Again, I will put the audiobooks at the bottom. I'm just going to take a second. I already put it in the video, but I'm going to repeat it. For everyone, in honor of Mr. Michael, he loved reading about historical events, whether that's nonfiction or fiction. It was really his vein. And I'm going to challenge myself, but I am also going to challenge everyone else to read at least 1 historical novel or book in the month of March. And I will check in with y'all at the end. So